The main threat in this book was not threatening at all. They build it up like, Kelsey cannot stop this invasion, the army is coming, we are so screwed. But in the entire book, like, nothing bad ever happens. We never see the army. You know, they say show, don't tell. Holy crap, does this book have no show and all tell. I didn't buy for a second that that Mort army was a threat because we never saw them do anything that was damaging to the Tear. They killed a few Tear archers, but those archers were already, like, attacking them. That's not scary. But every time the Mort attacked, Kelsey had already gotten all the peasants out of that village, and so by the time the Mort army got there, there was no innocents left to kill. Oh, darn. And so this army, I never even half the time remember that they were there. And when I did remember that they were there, I was frustrated that we weren't afraid of them or building up towards their invasion. The invasion that the book is named after is the most pointless and impotent plot thread in the entire book. And of course, in the other section of the book, we have the very cliched sort of police state where everybody is super oppressed except for white businessmen, essentially, and women are super oppressed and everything, and it's pretty cliched and boring, seen it before, been there, done that, whatever. But at least they felt like they would eventually come and hurt you, and Lily's husband, who was an abusive dickhead, you felt like he was gonna come and hurt her. So at least there, the threat was real. In Kelsey's world, the real bad guy is the church, which never gets old. Oh, the church is greedy and the church is manipulative. And I know that's such a common trope and everybody really loves it, and I know that is something that people feel that we deal with even today, but boy am I tired of it. Can't we ever once have a church in one of these fantasy stories that's portrayed in a good and helpful way? No. The church is just greedy, they want to kick all the peasants out on their ears and have all the money for themselves. The evil pope, as I like to call him, is sleeping with prostitutes, trying to poison the queen, and like, he's mustache-twirling, finger-tentingly evil. And I'm just sick of it. And even still, that plotline doesn't really go anywhere either. Eventually, evil pope gets his comeuppance, but that's about it, and it's kind of done in a small throwaway scene, and I don't actually know how that even turned out. Like, I think we were left hanging on a couple of characters. Maybe I was skimming too much and I missed something. Again, stop telling me that Mortmain is a threat. Elderly priests are getting more screen time than this Mortmain army. One of the reasons that I personally don't like high fantasy is that it often focuses on the world and the politics much more than it does on the characters. And this one sort of, at least at the beginning, did focus on the politics a lot more. And boy was I ever bored of that real fast. Especially since a lot of the politics didn't make any sense and didn't have any consequences. Kelsey's trying to save her kingdom. Somebody tells her to save her kingdom, she's going to have to do something she doesn't want to do. Kelsey refuses to do it. Nothing bad happens. Repeat for the entire first half of the book. There were also quite a few plot threads that didn't go anywhere. The most annoying one to me was at the beginning of the book. Kelsey is like, oh, I'm losing weight. That's mysterious because I'm not very active and I eat a lot. And so I was like, huh, is she being poisoned? Is the magic doing something bad to her? What's going on here? And then later she gets pretty. Magically, maybe? Maybe that's also the magic demon guy. But it's never explained, it never goes anywhere, and now she's just also skinny and hot. So, yay? Is the author trying to suggest that if you're overweight, you just have to wait a little while, and it will go away? What? What? Tell me, what is this? So let's talk about the crossing. A lot of people have the theory that the crossing was them going out into space. And I actually kind of liked that theory, that they were on a different planet. But no, in Lily's time, they made this crossing by jumping dimensions using magic. It's Deus Ex Magica. Basically, it allows the ending to be really fast and really contrived. So Lily has joined this resistance group and she's going to the better world with them, and they built these boats and they're sailing away from the walled prison dystopian society that Lily is from, that's super cliched, but who cares? And they're getting away, but they're being shot at by the bad guy boats, and they're in trouble, and some of their boats are sinking, and then all of a sudden magic, and they're safe in this new, better world. All day. I could do that all day to that whole thing. Danger, 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 danger. Oh, never mind, we're safe. Because magic. The magic in this world, in both versions of this world, is not well explained at all. I don't understand how it works. I don't understand what it can do. What it can do is have whatever power any character needs to have at any given time. That's what it can do. And then, for some reason, because everybody who is making this crossing has decided they want to go Amish, they want to live off the grid, essentially, because all technology leads to evil. It's the all or nothing scenario once again. And so they've left behind all guns and all that kind of thing. But they're like, when we get there, we're not going to have electricity, we're not going to have anything that we have had previously. We're just going to have to live like medieval times, essentially. We're going to have to figure out everything anew. Okay, but you still have the knowledge of your previous world. So, could you not use that to advance some parts of your society, such as, I'm certain that you understand how electricity works, and eventually you could perhaps harness this so that you might have electric lights, or more easily heat your homes, or, you know, things like that. But no, castles and swords. That's the logical place that these people would go with their lives and their new home. Castles and swords, and really angry Catholicism. Duh. And also they put all their doctors on one boat, and that boat got sunk before the magic happened, so they're stupid. And then the ending with Kelsey and the Red Queen was even stupider. Because Kelsey goes to the Red Queen, who has not been a threat, and her army is not scary at all. We're not afraid. We know that Kelsey can do anything she darn well pleases and nothing bad will happen to her. And she goes to the Red Queen, and Kelsey demonstrates her awesome magical powers by throwing the Red Queen around in her tent. And when her guard comes in, she chokes him until he backs off. Kelsey is essentially Emperor Palpatine at this point. And then Kelsey goes, she reaches into the Red Queen's brain and finds out that the Red Queen had a hard childhood. She was an overshadowed child that nobody wanted. And Kelsey's like, oh, I'm so sorry you had a hard life. And then she's like, let's make a deal. Your army will leave us alone for 3 years if I give you these magical jewels that I've been wearing that give me my powers. Why? Kelsey, why? You could walk outside and use your powers to just cut a swath through the enemy ranks. Why would you ever agree to some terrible deal where you give the Red Queen your magic jewels in exchange for 3 years of peacetime? You know, in the first book, do you remember that? How Kelsey, nobody was sure if Kelsey would be a good queen because her mother was a terrible queen and made terrible decisions. Well, like mother, like daughter, because it's happening again. Kelsey could very well, here's what she could do. She could grab the Red Queen with her powers, throw the Red Queen out the door of the tent, walk out, stand on the Red Queen's neck in front of her army and be like, do you see this? Do you see this? I am your queen now. Anybody comes after her, she just blasts them aside. She'd be like, yes, I am your queen now. And suddenly, this fabled, awesome Mort army is Kelsey's. But no, Kelsey, please make a bargain that completely weakens you and your side even more and gives this impotent Red Queen some kind of power over you. Of course, it turns out, when Kelsey makes the world's stupidest bargain, that the jewels won't work for the Red Queen, they only work for Kelsey. But who cares, because she already made the world's stupidest bargain. Ugh, this book. Ugh. I don't know why people love this so much. I genuinely do not understand why this book has so many 5 stars on Goodreads. Even people who don't like it still give it 2 stars, but I give this book 1. 1 star, if that. It is terrible and cliched, and none of the characters are likable all the way through, and I will not be picking up the 3rd book. Okay. If you made it all the way through this review and you are actually someone who likes Invasion of the Tearling, comment below and let me know why. What am I missing? I want to understand. Why does everyone love this so much? Please tell me. Please. And if you are one of the few people like me who hated this book and you've just been afraid to say anything because everyone else loves it, here's your safe space. Come on down to the comment section. I'll stand with you, 'cause holy wow. So okay guys, I'll see you next video. Hopefully a few of you will have some thoughts, will boss me around and tell me what you want to see. And if not, I'll just do whatever the heck I want. Also remember, if you cannot get enough of my face or my sultry voice, you can pop on over to a gaming channel that I'm a member of called Cast, links in the doobly-doo, where I do gaming Top 5 Wednesdays. And also I am currently, as of the publication of this video, doing a Let's Play of Tales from the Borderlands, which you will be able to see if you go there too. So definitely check that out and help support Cast. They're an awesome bunch of people. Anyway, see you later guys. I gotta go read something, anything else right now. Oh my gosh.